Burr months are coming. We're already in September. Impart wisdom this September. Wisdom is a gift you receive through knowledge you've collected, good and bad experiences you've faced, and training you've acquired. It may also be passed on by your family or your mentors. Is it enough to have wisdom to achieve your life's mission? It also takes unwavering discipline and precise actions. I definitely see you sharing your wisdom to benefit the greater good, as long as you offer, not push, to those who seem to need it. No matter what stage of life you're in, trust that your voice deserves to be heard. You have wise words or a whole island worthy of sharing. Pun intended. Craft your perfect day. Armed with awareness and knowledge of what you're currently doing, transform your day into the best one ever. Look back on your schedule for the last few weeks. Copy your typical weekday or weekend schedule. Answer the question, how can I make my waking hours even better? That's it! We hope this was helpful, and may we all impart wisdom to the people that matter to us.
Hello, hi, good evening, everyone. It's Dar, and it's the first Wednesday of the month, and we are doing our game plan. So, with the BDJ Studio learning series, ang gulo ng hair ko, what we want to be able to give to you guys during this pandemic times is really the first Wednesday of the month, diba? Parang let's talk about what's our game plan for the month. And then the second Wednesday of the month, we talk about living boldly. How do we live boldly? Kasi kung napag-usapan na natin anong plans natin, then second step is really gathering the courage to take the first step. Then passion into action, week 3 is all about parang translating your passion into action para you do something naman. And then fourth Wednesday of the month is our mental health check-in kasi we know that is the most precious thing right now, that we are mentally healthy, psychologically, emotionally, and physically. And tonight, meron tayong may special guest ako for tonight with Gameplan. And the reason we invited her in because last week, I think, we were asking the Bellas in our community who has their own business. Maybe you've started a business this pandemic, or maybe you've had the business for a long time already, even pre-pandemic, and how are you coping? Kasi alam naman natin, diba, hirap-hirap talaga right now. It's part of our reality. So we wanted to check in with you guys, and what's your game plan? What's our game plan? And maybe we can figure out how can we work better together. So, with that, I will introduce my partner in crime tonight, Cassie Briganza. She is a LinkedIn trainer and a really, really great friend. And she is the founder of the Ambitious Tribe. Come on in, Cassie.
Hello,
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Hi, everybody.
Hello. So, Bellas, if you're watching, please comment in the on the chat box where you're watching us from, and maybe how are you, and do you have your own business, or are you starting a new one? Are you exploring a side racket, or where do you stand in the business game?
Yes. Have yourself felt, you guys. Nice to see everybody. Nice to see you here again, Dar. Wow, here we
Yes.
are.
Oo. Cassie, kamusta? How's business? How's the past pandemic? Since our last months ago pa our last stream together, FB live together. So
Guys, that was,
kamusta?
I think we had it like first year, January, and then the next
Oo,
quarter.
maaga no.
Was,
Oo.
yeah. Well, now, okay naman. Syempre, lahat naman tayo merong ups and downs, roller coaster ride, ganyan. But at the same time, if you keep on remembering what is this why that you're doing things, how you're doing things, you get to realize so many things along the way. And the mission really on why are you doing what you're doing, it's beyond just doing what you're doing. Ewan, gets nyo ba? Medyo malalim. So yeah, so now we have a 5-day LinkedIn mini course. It's usually the course na which you were part of also.
Yes, last
Um,
year.
yeah, and then I turned it for free. So it's a worth 2,500 course. And I turned it for free solely because I found out na there were like 4.7 million Filipinos who lost their job last May. And it
This
was just
year,
so this year.
2021.
Yeah, this year. So second
Grabe.
ano na siya, second
Second
batch na.
wave. Oo.
Second wave na siya.
Kasi the first batch for 2020 was around 2 million, no?
Yes. So now it's a total of
Total na
4.7.
4.7.
And majority who lost their jobs was in the percentage. I forgot what was the exact percentage, but it was just really high. It was women who actually lost their jobs.
Yes.
So parang for me, it's heartbreaking kasi we're blessed. I mean, you and I are blessed with, doing what we love doing. So ngayon, ang dami talaga nagfi-figure out on, what are their next steps. So I
Correct,
said,
correct.
yeah. So that's it. So now we're joined by 2,500 women inside the community now. They're so active, and which is showing on how lost or need support. So it's amazing. So if you guys are part of the Ambitious Tribe Inner Circle or not yet, you can join me there.
Mhm.
It's for free. We're there for 5 days. We're on our second day. And nakakagulat talaga, Dar. I tagged you last night or one
Yes, yes.
right? And you saw like how all these women, right, have their I help women, I help ganto, I help ganyan. Pero pag tinanong mo sila, are you actually helping really yourself? And everybody are struggling. But the thing is, they can't afford to have, a coach or a consultant to guide them
Correct,
through.
correct. Oo.
So that's what I'm doing. So I felt like, I think it's my responsibility on I'm guiding people who
Mm-mm.
of course who can pay me, thank you. But but there's still a responsibility that there's an entire population that we can also help. So in my own little way, kahit 5 days man lang, if that's actually great, that's fine. And
Correct,
then
correct.
so yun, so those are so much. And then yesterday, ay kanina lang, kwento ko lang before I pass on the stage to you. Kanina lang, one of those participants who joined my 5 day also last time about
Mm-mm.
high ticket coaches and stuff, right?
Mm-mm.
Grabe, sabi niya, alam mo, well, I'll rephrase it na lang. But she said something like, Cassie, I can't afford you, but I listen to your podcast. I listen to the 5 days, your steps and all. From zero clients, kasi financial advisor siya, from zero clients, in 1 month daw, naka 13 clients siya sa.
Wow.
So sabi ko, anong ginawa mo? Sabi nga, meron daw akong sinabi that really struck her most. And pagkababa namin ng phone ay nung live stream, syempre umiyak na lang ako kasi syempre parang wow, I don't know,
Nakaka-touch talaga yan.
be
Correct.
amazing. So,
Mm-mm.
yun, and then she just said na I really wanted to talk to you and tell you about it kasi she was hopeless. And yun nga, so it's amazing how showing up, showing up with no expectations, but just to give so much blessing to a soul that you
Correct,
wouldn't
correct.
know. Yun. So far, that's what's happening in the business. It's hard, but we carry along and we do what we can do.
Yeah. I think for the women entrepreneurs listening to us right now or even 'di ba parang sa totoo lang lahat right now mahirap talaga.
Yeah.
I think even when you're working full time, and I think my team and Viviao can attest to this, that it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. Trying to keep up with the change of the times and the speed, 'di ba? Parang
Mhm.
na there's really parang iniisip mo pandemic, there's a pause, but at the same time, there's this pressure and there's this speed na hinahabol mo because parang there's limited options.
Yeah.
So I think one of the challenges that we have right now is that how can you have like an abundance mindset when it feels like we're in a scarcity mode because there's a recession.
Oo. Oo.
There's one lockdown after the other. So how? Kasi how?
Well, ano, Emon, we spoke of this during our first day. So if those who still wants to go to that class, go ahead and just join us.
Patype pala kasi in our
Yeah.
private chat. I'll share it with the group. I'll
Okay.
retype it. Okay. Yung
So
link. Oo.
yeah, so you can go to my wait, ang groups, ambitious. Yeah, you can do that. Wait lang. Hindi ako obviously hindi ako makatype ng nagsasalita. Obviously. uh, There. Okay. So how? Yun. So the first day. Okay. So what we're doing now inside the community, of course, those who haven't joined us, or if you guys have joined us, amazing. So those who haven't joined us on the first day of the mini course, what we talked about was your cover page and your profile photo. Sure, but
Mm-mm.
that's not the point. So the point that we did was I asked them what makes them happy first, because for me, right, something that also resonates with both those eight-figure dollar entrepreneurs that I'm surrounded with, the number one thing that really sparks so much success in their businesses, in our businesses, isn't the help me statement, isn't the cover page, isn't the profile photo, but rather what makes you happy. So that's number one, having to design and really tell to yourself and being honest with yourself, what is it that make you happy. And then yesterday we had super real talk, as in like super real talk. I was as frank as I can, right? And I found out that a lot of them are helping people without even knowing what they're talking about or what they're doing. And syempre trigger tayo dun, Dar. So so right, so I asked them, are you your very first case study? Meaning, if you are saying I help entrepreneurs with their bookkeeping and save 3 or 4 hours of their time figuring out their revenues, tanong, number one, bookkeeper ka ba? Number two, meron ka bang experience of bookkeeping? Number three, are you actually doing it for yourself? Right? And majority of those women or those people who were inside the group were like super crickets. But one of them actually said, honestly, nag-cut copy-paste lang ako kasi akala ko yun yung dapat na ilagay ko. And now, she's having a hard time having clients. And sabi ko, hindi ikaw ang problema. Ang problema is that you didn't think it through, di ba? And you're not being authentic to
Yes.
yourself.
Correct,
So,
correct.
yun. So, number three, like, diba, they're asking also, I mean, in the private chat, Cassie, how can we also have clients who will pay us the six figures that we want para at least it can sustain our family? My question
Mm-mm.
was, if you're going to charge six figure, will you be able to double or triple the investment that people are going to,
To give
invest
to
in you,
you.
give
Yes,
you,
correct, correct.
right? And the answers is usually, I don't know.
Yeah.
So the fact that you don't know, I mean, it's
It's a
not
challenge.
it's a challenge. It's not a hindrance, but of course,
Mm-mm.
it's a challenge. So I told
Challenge siya.
them, yeah. So I told them, there's nothing wrong with charging. However, that you may want. Kung gusto mo 1 million yan, okay lang. Kung gusto mo charge 1 million, walang problema, guys. Kahit mag-charge kayo kung anong gusto, how much gusto nyo. But you have to make sure that you can do that. Now, if you can't deliver that, okay lang. Now, you can start humbly somewhere, practice until you have your own system, your process, and your structure, and then learn along the way. So, wag kayo guys maghabol na si kapitbahay A meron ng six figures bukas. Hindi po ganun yun. So,
Correct.
so honor your growth, right? Honor your growth and respect yourself as well. And also the people who will trust you. So those are the things that's been going on. That's common denominator with these people that I have been speaking with for the past how many days. And it's troublesome. It's really honestly something that's really troubling. I mean, you have triggered points also of people who I'm sure proposed to you, and yeah, you can share that.
Yes, yes. Actually, ano talaga eh, I like really what you mentioned in terms of the concept of giving and contributing. And then the second point that I got from you is really clarity,
Mm,
and making things tangible. So in terms of giving, I think one of the concepts I want to share is, diba, as you know, I'm part of the BNI, Business Networking International. So it's a business referral group. So we refer businesses to each other. And the number one value that we share there is giver's gain. And the
Yeah.
reason that we talk about giver's gain is that we actively look out for additional business for each other, especially at this time. And somehow, parang it comes back eh. It returns naman to
Yes.
you. So,
Yes.
I guess na doon din yung energy of abundance, right? And then yung number two, what you're talking about, clarity and how tangible your offer is. I think that's very important in any kind of business. Whether you're a service business or a product business, but it really needs to be clear to you what exactly are you selling. Kasi
Yeah.
if hindi siya, 'di ba, parang kuwari like sa totoo lang sa amin with the planners, what we're trying to sell is that when we give you the planner, it will spark your journey for self-clarity. Gets? Kasi really what we want eh. We want you guys to embark on a journey on understanding yourselves better. That's why we have all these kinds of conversation. And that's what we're selling. That you start your journey. Parang we're the spark. So
Oo.
we're selling that spark na ma-inspire ka to take action because okay, this is my goals, this is what I want to be able to do, and this is the clarity. And we try to give you the support along the way, right? And parang with that, hopefully a lot of people resonate and that's why they buy our products or they continue to support us in our different efforts. In terms of other businesses, diba, parang it could be even like for me, when I buy milk tea, I don't buy milk tea per se, but I buy it for the joy I feel.
Yeah, diba?
'Di
Oh,
ba? Yung gano'n. So, parang it's really such a comfort drink for me. So, those things, I think, yung parang we need to be clear what we're offering. And I think, 'di ba, in a marketing parlance, it's you need to know your functional and emotional benefit.
yeah, pero
So,
syempre, there are people like yeah, there are some people who don't know nga what clarity means eh. The thing is, clarity also happens as you make things happen. Clarity also happens
yes.
as you
Oo.
experience things happen. So if
Correct,
you're
correct.
offering bookkeeping and then you're serving a client for bookkeeping, apparently wala ka pa alam sa bookkeeping, hindi ka marunong mag-math. Kunyari lang naman, guys. Hindi ko sasabi totoo yun. But right? So, syempre, you'll be clear na, oh shit, this is not for me. So, I have to say, I'm sorry, client, but it's not a line. It's not my offer pala, right? So, it's also, ayun pa, number two was the difference between accepting what is clear and then accepting now that it's clear and then, of course, yun nga, saying that, oh my gosh, it's not clear for me. So, yun lang. So, baka na-intimidate yung ibang tao, listening to the both of us na, kailangan clear na ako para maging successful ako. Oo, totoo naman. Pero, you have to also do something about it so that it will be clear for you. Kasi kahit kami naman ni Gudar, there are things that are not clear for us, right? But we're still here, we're pressing on because we have the mission. So that is something super clear. Now the direction going there will be a lot of journeys, I mean, a lot
Experimentation.
of yeah. But we do what we gotta do to reach that certain destination.
Correct.
So yeah, so I just wanted to share on that. Add on
Yeah,
to that.
I agree completely, Cassie, na parang sometimes baka nagiging block pa yung clarity. But sometimes in doing or in executing, you get because you make mistakes, so it's okay to make mistakes, you will get more clarity. Or maybe even you succeed on your first try, diba? So you don't
Yeah.
make mistakes. So but you learn there are things that you can learn when you execute kasi the results go in. Then that's the time I guess you can go back to planning and then go back again to executing. So it's really like a step process that you need to be able to do.
Yes.
So right now, for those watching us today, please feel free to ask us questions below. If you have challenges or concerns regarding your business or your career right now, that maybe Cassie and I can give some advice or help you and sana ano ka rin, mabigyan ka rin ng mga clarity tips or clarity questions. So Cassie, what's the most since we're talking about clarity siguro, what are your questions or top two questions or top one muna, top one questions for figuring out what you really want or what's clear to you?
For me, I always ask myself every single day, again, will it give me more of what I want? And will it give you it more of what they want? So every time I hop on a call, I would condition myself nga, na I tell myself, okay, what do I want from this experience and what is it that they want? Number two is I would ask them, what do you guys want to come out of this conversation that we're having? Kasi yung second question, like what is the outcome, we tend to forget about that. Like we engage on a conversation and then parang okay, anong point? Anong mangyayari sa atin? 'Di ba? So we tend to forget why we're doing things. So it's also one of those problems of those ayan, I'm learning from these women who is part of my mini course right now is going through because their questions to me is like when they go on a discovery call or when they talk to a prospective client, hindi nila na-win yung client. So it could be a lot of factors, but one of the factors is they don't get to set what is the objective that they want to come out of that certain conversation or that certain task. And then the other one is, they would say, I'm always burnt out. So for me, I don't like feeling burnt out. And I told you this, I don't want to wake up I wake up early in the morning. But the fact that I will have to pressure myself to wake up that early, I don't like the
Okay.
feeling. Right? So you know what I mean? So sometimes you have to get to know also, like when I wake up in the morning, what is it that I want to come out
To
of this
do.
day? Yes. So yun. So simple, very simple question, but very powerful. Because it really changed the trajectory of how I actually manage my day. So it's really different now. But of course,
Yeah.
it's a learning process. Yeah.
Correct,
Painful.
correct.
Mm.
Yeah. I think that's a very good question kasi I remember it talks about intention
Intentionality.
or intentionality. I remember with Oprah Winfrey, she always asked that same question before every show, or
Talaga.
a question for on to us, to that effect. Parang, is this something I really want to do? What's the highest good in terms of this? And will it benefit the people watching? And
Mm.
what will it do also for the person who is sharing? So those are the things that she asks herself in terms of check-ins. I think just asking yourself also that questions helps you pause a bit, right? Kasi minsan yung
Total.
nangyayari, kasi kung hindi ka magpa-pause, parang dire-diretso ka sa buhay, na
Very
puwedeng yun nga,
robotic.
oo, very robotic. Especially now because we're living and working in the
Parang ilang
same
oras lang
place.
nandun ka sa office. Wala
Oo,
kang wind down.
oo,
Mm.
walang wind down. So, nangyayari talaga, it's so easy to feel like a zombie day in, day out right now, or a zombie right now, kasi parang almost 8 hours you're just from one meeting to another. So I guess the issue is, how do you make sure na on a day-to-day basis you are still living intentionally, or
Yeah.
with that intentionality nga.
And I start always my day with a planner. I mean, I'm not, plugging, but it's true. But it's true. I start my day with a
Yeah.
planner. Tapos, something I've been doing constantly this past few months also, which I've shared a couple of months ago, is I really dump every single thing that I do on my planner. As in like, anong oras ako
Ako din.
naligo, di ba? Anong oras ako naligo, di ba? Anong oras ka naligo? Ba't ka kumain? Ba't ka natulog? I mean, anong oras, ganyan. Tapos I would see at the end of the week, ano yung patterns ko. Kaya ngayon, alam ko na parang, okay, OA, ang dami kong Zoom. So, ayusin natin yung calendar. Kasi kung
Mm.
dumami ka na naman ng Zoom, di ba? Mga ganyan.
Mm.
So, how are you going to lessen that? And how are you going to give yourself self-care? So, you will need to know what are your three buckets. Like, if you don't put self-care within the day,
Hindi mo magagawa.
hindi talaga. So, you have to put it on top of everything first and do it first. And including
Correct,
yung journal.
correct.
Yeah,
Mm.
so yun. So, sobrang grabe.
I'll share how I plan to answer Joycey's question. Do you need to plan if your day is quite routine?
Yes.
So, sa akin, yes.
Yes.
I actually have my schedules in my Outlook calendar or Google Calendar. whatever you're using. But I'll show you my week this week. Yung mga ano ko. Oo,
Yeah.
nagpakitaan tayo ng planner.
Oo, totoo po kami
Um,
tao.
the way I do it, Joycey, I actually don't follow the columns in BDJ na kuwari, okay, August 30, ito yung gagawin, or August 31 till September 1. What I do is I actually use the first two columns as my to-do list for the whole week. Kasi ang haba ng to-do list ko.
Correct.
So, ang haba ng to-do list ko for the week. So, sinusulat ko siya in the first column. Sa Monday, sinusulat ko siya. Then, I check it off throughout the week kung natapos ko na yung tasks. So, that way, parang may monitoring ako na ito yung mga things na kailangan kong gawin for the week, and then I mark it off. So, whether it's a routine that you have na parang, okay, every ganito, I'm doing this 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., 11 to 12, and so on. Parang the things that are different are your to-dos your day-to-day or what you want to accomplish, or how do you want this day to be different. I also write down notes. So the first column is where I do the to-do lists, first and second column, and then the third column and succeeding, it's the notes or ideas I have during the week. So minsan from a meeting, or I have notes from my meeting with Cassie like a couple of days ago. So nagsulat ako ng mga notes na pinag-usapan namin na parang, oh, I wanna explore this further, I wanna experiment, and so on. And then other times when I'm just working and then I'm struck with inspiration, or I'm listening to a podcast or whatnot, I write it down also as my notes. Because yun nga, pag hindi mo sinulat, mas, less chances of you remembering it.
Yeah, so yun. I mean, for me, I have my BDJ, of course. I still put it like write down stuff. But I also created my own. It's because I no when okay, honestly, I started the year with 5 planners on my table. Grabe kasi, 'di ba? Na parang anong gusto mo? Dahil mong gusto, 'di ba? So so I had 5 planners until eventually napick ko na ako kasi parang it's one brain after another, and then I
Yeah,
just
it's hard.
it's so hard. It's like, why,
It's
why,
hard.
why?
It's
I
hard.
mean, at first it was nice because, wow, it's so orderly, ganyan.
Mm-mm.
Eventually, it was overwhelming na until ma-realize mo wala ka nang nagagawa sa life. Kasi nga, 5 yung libro na yun, di ba? So yeah,
Correct,
so I
correct.
created my own. And then when I created my own, I'll just share it to you guys. This is the week. So basically, I placed here like 3 buckets. So this is health, business, and ano ba lang ko? Health, business, and maybe family or program, depending on what you want to bucket. But ang health is never siyang natatanggal. So the health, I will put there, let's just say, drink 5 glasses of water, or something like that. So I'll place in that. And then with my business, what is my entire focus throughout the week? So that's all that I do. And then after that, I have a scorecard. So what does a scorecard
Yes.
mean? So this is an empty planner. Anyway, the scorecard is I placed here. Let's just say ang goal ko is 4 times in a week. Kunyari, maglalakad ako 4 times in a week. So I'm going to check if I was able to do it. And then if not, XXX. And then I will put here, yan, overachiever ka kasi. Sabi mo, di ba? So something like that. So I place it all there. And then yung dump ko is all in here sa likod. Like what happened during Monday, Tuesday, whatever, the entire time. And then on Sunday, I check what are the patterns. What was my energy? Because honestly, women, we have 4 cycles in our body. I mean, our body has 4 cycles, and eventually in our productivity. If your cycle is almost near, wag ka na mag-overachiever dahil wala kang magagawa. Promise. Especially when it's your cycle already. If it's your week, your cycle week already, slow down. It means I can't do anything. My brain can only handle so much, or else I'm irritable and all that, right? And totoo yun, guys. So my cycle syncing kasi productivity. So I learned it along the way. So yeah, so that's what I do. And then it's nice because I only have one piece of paper on my desk. And then my power planner, I mean my BDJ naman has some like to do and notes like yan. Okay, what are the higher stuff that I wanted to do next week? And then I sync it all in. So yeah, something like that. I mean, kanya-kanyang ano lang yan, kanya-kanyang
Kanya-kanyang methods.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to learn what will work for you.
Yes.
But it all starts with a general planner and
Correct.
then
Correct.
get to know yourself. I hope that
Correct.
helps you guys.
Yeah. I think
Ayun.
also I agree talaga with that eh. Parang you can try out any of our methods. Like kuwari, yun nga, yung sa akin, I have a to-do list that I start of the week and then notes like parang whatever random thoughts talaga for the rest of the week. So
Oo.
it doesn't matter, parang hindi siya schedule. So kaya hindi siya parang whether pa iba-iba siya or routine, it does not actually matter in my planner because what you see in the planner are actually the thoughts of what I'm experiencing and so on, and not exactly the schedule. With the schedule, I put in my digital calendar and I
Oh,
also
yeah.
put it in the monthly calendar in BDJ. So, and then
Yeah.
yung method naman ni Cassie iba, 'di ba? So she uses
Mm.
a layout that works for her wherein she monitors her parang buckets in her life and then her score parang a scorecard. Oo. So meron akong scorecard weekly but I monitor it ano yun, every week, hindi naman every day.
Oh, every week.
Every week. So parang 1 week, one tick mark. So this was also introduced to me by my coach. So in terms of like family,
Mm.
personal,
Mm.
relationships,
Yes.
ganyan. And then health, yung health nga nasa personal. So may check marks yan na parang am I spending 30 minutes a day for myself to not just do anything,
Yes.
whether I'm bumming in bed, like I'm just giving myself the opportunity to not do anything, or I'm reading some romance ebook novel.
Whatever.
Yeah, or ano, parang recently the ano is the Korean K-drama, like period dramas, the one na yung royalty and so on. So I got a bit hooked. Tapos after one series, parang iba na naman gusto ko. So bumalik ako sa ibang series naman. I think yun, parang allowing yourself to have that downtime. So that's part of my scorecard that I do every week.
Yeah,
And
you do
then,
what you gotta do, guys. I mean,
oo,
you have
tapos
to learn. Mm.
yeah, and then you allocate also time for your relationship. So my kids and then my husband and then so yun, may scorecard ako for that and then may scorecard din ako sa work and business. So
Yeah.
if we're doing well, not doing well, and it's okay if it's all like red or not so good. It's
At
just
least you know.
indicator. Yeah, it's just an
Ah,
indicator about parang where you need to set your focus on. And to be honest guys, in the past 3 months 3 months na ba? 2 months. Super dami naming red.
totoo, alam mo may time before na I remember nung nasa corporate ako, I would always ask my general manager or my bosses, ano itsura ng calendar niyo? Seryoso.
Mm.
As in, parang, bakit mo concern? Diba? Talagang weird. Bakit mo concern in life, right? Like, kasi yun nga, parang for me, like, how can leaders actually perform and generate revenue this much? And then, I see them in the office up, like, diba, less time, and I mean, whatever time it may be, and then they have time for whatever. So parang minsan, ako curious ako, like, especially I wanted to become a general manager dati. So talagang gusto ko malaman, ano yung schedule mo? Bakit ka,
Correct, correct.
paano ka nakarating dito? So, yun. So, ang nalaman ko nga was to put themes on your days. Yun lang yun. Kasi nga meron siyang operations day. Oo nga, no. Tapos pag nag-operations day siya, merong format yung operations meeting para on the dot, tapos na.
Oh, correct, correct. Oo.
Diba? So parang ganun pala yun. Hindi yung parang 5 minutes operations meeting o tapos so pag-uusapan nyo. So,
Correct, correct. Ako, I really agree with having agenda in the meetings
yeah, your
or at
agenda.
least being clear. Going back to your input earlier on intentionality. So, dapat may point or parang may intention, 'di ba, for that for that meeting that you want, the agenda. I also agree on having themes on a per day. I think our friend Ezekiel is also doing that. And I do that also. Like Monday is my alignment day wherein I set meetings more or less
Likewise.
with my whole team. So
CEO.
I rarely have meetings with people outside the company on a Monday. Tuesday That's when I start meeting again. And then Thursday is another company meeting. So ideally Tuesday is also my work exclusive work day. Yung parang focus day, that's what we call it, a focus day. Like you focus on your work. So you minimize the meetings that you have during that day. And so yun, you can put like themes for it and
Yeah.
there. I think that's a
Oo.
great tip
Yeah, pero yun nga eh, it takes time to get to know what is the rhythm. So you,
for
I
you.
mean, for
Yes,
you,
correct.
pero yun nga, how will you find your rhythm? It all starts from just listing down. So an example, we have a
Yes.
mentee. Oo, I have a you have a classmate. Anyway, we have a mentee na feeling niya sobrang dami na talagang ginagawa. Tapos parang bakit hindi nagpo-progress yung business? Parang syempre, hello, mentor, di ba? Tapos, di ba? So I was like, okay, let's check on your calendar. I really want to see what it is that you're doing, but just dump everything. I'm not gonna judge anything and stuff. Syempre, hindi ko sinabi sa kanya, like, what is the goal, why I want to look into that. Or else, she'll be
Mhm.
biased, or she won't be truthful, or whatever, right? Or maybe
Correct,
push
correct.
something. So, and then I saw there was no money making activity, or there's no business activity at all the entire week. So when we reviewed it, I told her, okay, what is your feeling right? What are you feeling right now in your business? What is happening? Of course, I didn't tell her, of course, right? And she said, "Yung nga, it's not moving, and yet I have no clients and yet." Okay, let's look into your calendar. Is there a day or a time that you actually allotted for lead generation or for taking good care of your
Looking
business and looking after your business? Even
correct,
just 5 minutes. And then that's when she saw, ay, oo nga, wala. Right?
correct,
So
correct.
sometimes, yun nga, sometimes we overburn ourselves with things and akala mo sobrang busy mo. Busy is not a badge of honor. So akala mo sobrang busy mo. Pero pag nakita mo talaga yung calendar mo, wala, I mean, walang ganon. And then number two, I would always say, I'd rather that you have white spaces in your calendar rather than it has a lot of things.
Mm-mm.
Because with white spaces, you have headspace.
Correct. I think I will to emphasize the point of Cassie, parang whether you're busy or not, you need to be working on the right things. So, kunwari, if you have a certain goal or there's an intention that you want to achieve for the week, then dapat aligned siya sa actions mo.
Yeah.
So, that way, actually, it will lead to less frustration eh. Like, kunwari, if you're complaining, and I'm sure a lot of us right now are feeling this, na parang, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough this, I don't enough. So, parang the objective then is to figure out how to earn money on an extra or on a business way or whatever, like a freelance. Kasi right now, yun din yung nire-recommend ko with our team eh, na how do we figure out multiple ways to earn income at this time? So whether it's passive income, you do a bit of investment, yung uh, we're not an endorser, but like where is it GCash, 'di ba? Yung mga G-invest nila. Then you can
Yeah, I
also
do
do
that.
coins.ph and so on. Very small amounts eh. Na have you taken the time to explore that income? Pero lagyan mo ng boundary, hindi naman lahat. So, I know in my team parang naglalagay lang 5 pesos every so often. Tapos lumaki-laki din siya. So, it doesn't require na kailangan sobrang laking amount of money. And
Yeah.
then other than this is really just checking in also um what are really the business or revenue generating activities of your day.
Yes, you
Alam mo,
should.
mahirap 'yan. Ang ganda ng question na 'yun that I love that you pointed that out, Cassie, because even us in our company, that's a question that I've been asking and we're trying to pin down. Kasi minsan, ang dami nating masyadong indirect activities.
Yes.
'Di ba? And
True.
then
That's true.
doon tayo napapagod sa indirect activities. Parang indirect na, oh, siguro if I do this often enough, it will lead to revenue. 'Di ba? Pero it's very indirect and maybe right now we need to explore more direct ways, right? More direct ways to be able to earn money or more direct ways to figure out the solution to our existing challenges right
Yeah.
now.
And just to add on to that, di ba nga, yun nga, most, ngayon pala, most of the time, ang dami nating gustong mangyari. Kasi nga, possibilities are endless. Which is beautiful, right? But just to remember, I mean, you posted this also on LinkedIn. Halos sabay lang tayo nag-post noon. Like, going, di ba? Going deep than wide.
Wide and deep,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, wide and deep. So, oftentimes, we get into the bells and whistles of, oh, kailangan ko ng website, kailangan ko ng chatbot, kailangan ko, pucha, kailangan ko ng domain, kailangan ko ng, ang dami mong feeling mo kailangan. And then, I always remember na,
You overwhelm yourself with the
yes,
many kailangans.
you don't need that. And then I remember then na, wait lang, when I was stuck also with negative 5,000 pesos, if negative $5,000 in, debt na will recur to a million, if I didn't do anything, sabi ko, nagsimula ako sa PDF. Nagsimula ako sa PDF and then nag-reach out ako sa mga tao na baka kailangan ng tulong sa LinkedIn. That was just all that. And then that's when I realized my mentees also who got their first $10,000, 500,000 pesos, guys, right? With just a PDF. So, parang sabi ko, teka lang, bakit ang dami kong ulit gusto? Teka lang, ang dami, kasi arte lang. Okay. So now I stopped it. I stopped all those things and I go back to the basics and then reverse engineer ulit. Like, okay, teka, ayusin natin ulit. Ang gulo mo, ang dami mo na namang gusto. And it's okay. Because the fact na marami kang gusto, ibig sabihin nun, nakikita mo na yung possibilities. Pero kasi, meron lang in-betweens na you have to know how to make it happen. So sometimes you have to go back to the basics, to the foundations, and then figure it out again until you get to do it correctly. So I
Yes.
guess, I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe that
Ano
helps.
talaga, I think in our past conversations, Cassie, when you talked about mastery, 'di ba?
Mastery is so
Yeah,
important.
mastery is so important. So meaning,
Super.
even if you feel like you're good at something, you have to check if you already have a mastery of the process. And what does mastery mean? Mastery means that your results are predictable based on a process that you've created for yourself. So this is very challenging. I cannot even say that I have full mastery on the things that we're doing
It's
because
challenging.
right now we're in the middle of the pandemic. The circumstances have changed. The environment has changed. The psychology of the people have changed.
Yeah.
And ayun, madaming yung pagbabago. And dahil ang daming pagbabago, ang dami mong variables, you have to experiment again. You have to figure out like which process will generate the results for me, whatever the results may be, 'di ba? So that's why it
Mm-hmm.
will eventually go back to again, what is your intention? What do you want to happen? If you're trying to pursue this project, um what do you want exactly? Parang is it I want money, I really just want money right now. Baka yun yung sagot,
Yeah.
'di ba? It can be that, but at the same time, it cannot only be that kasi you'll get extremely frustrated and extremely burned out because you're just doing it for the money. And if the money doesn't come, ang hirap mag-experiment and ang hirap mag-pivot.
Yes. So it's always going back to intentionality, and then money comes in. So one shift that also, I'm still learning up until now because I'm healing from a lot of money traumas, and Dar knows of this, is that I have to keep on telling myself money is a tool, abundance is a feeling. So if it is a feeling, if I don't feel abundant right now, what would make me feel like $1 million right now? So maalala ko, oo nga pala, I feel $1 million when I drink Starbucks. Kunyari lang, right? So I will order Starbucks. So sabihin na naman ni Raymond, my husband, okay, what's going on? Why are you You don't feel $1 million right now. You're gonna get fat with all those dairy, something like that. At least may
Oo
protein.
nga, diet pa natin na walang dairy. Kaso,
Bawal tayong dairy, di ba? So anyway, but that's the thing, right? So but it feels, 100, and then I would feel good. So and then sometimes I remember na, okay, it's the psychology of Starbucks. So I bought a Starbucks mug para lang yung psychology. Pero iba pa rin yung
so,
binili mo kasi. Parang ganun. So, iba pa rin pag in-order. Ewan ko, parang di ba sabi ni Vision, there's something to do with prosperity and then you're paying it with someone who knows, something like that.
yeah.
Anyway, so so when that happens, I would always tell myself, money is a tool. So how can I make this money as a tool to help other people to feel abundant? Because if they feel abundant, they're going to go get back to you and tell you, na you helped me, and then you're gonna feel more than 1,000 or 1,000,000 bucks. So, this past few days, I've been getting, nice, feedback from people and stuff. It makes my heart flutter na parang, okay, I'm doing something right. But then again, how else can we help them? So it's always like that. So if you guys are feeling, feeling like I need to always run after money, gets ko naman, valid naman yun. Pero kasi, pag nakuha niyo yung 1,000,000 today, sa tingin niyo ba makukumpleto ang buhay niyo? Hindi. Hindi, di ba? Tapos, after 1,000,000, tapos, hindi ka marunong gumawa ng pera. Hindi ka marunong, alam mo yun, you're not an excellent receiver. You're not a generous giver. So what are you going to do next? Right? So you can't always be winning the lottery. So what are you going to do? So yun. So I hope you guys, there are a lot of things. Baka kasi sabihin nyo, it's easier for you and Dar to say all these good things because you guys seem so settled. Guys, hindi. We're figuring out a lot of shit. If only you know. But that's just how it is. Yeah. So I hope that helps you guys. Who else? We have Mary Ann and Mary Len who just joined the community. Congrats. I'll see you guys later at 8. Can't wait to see you guys.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, kasi Cassie is actually back to back tonight, guys.
Yeah.
So,
It's okay. It's okay.
thank you so much.
No
Yeah,
problem.
sabi nga ni Maria that watching BDJ Studio is her downtime. So, thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
very important talaga na you really have to create those downtimes, the intentionality. Minsan pa ulit-ulit. Pero you know what? Parang one of the podcasts that we watched together as a company last week was all about applying common knowledge. Excellence and success is comes from the application, the uncommon application of common knowledge.
Yes, it's true
Okay.
also.
Kasi sobrang galing when I heard it, and then the example of this was that parang if you to ask people what is the secret for success, people will go knowing your passion, knowing your why, doing the hard work, ganito, 'di ba? Paulit-ulit eh. Roughly it's the same thing eh. They probably just use different words. Um but essentially that's just the secret of success. Everybody knows the secret to success. But the challenge is, are we applying it? Are we uncommonly or uniquely applying the common lessons that we know? Why
Yeah.
is it uncommon application? Because the uncommon application is really dependent on you, on your unique magic. So the application of Cassie, my application, won't necessarily be the way you will apply it to get your success, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
it's something you can try and then tweak. So it's not something you try and then it didn't work, I give up.
You need to
Or
put your
diba?
flair. May flair. May
Mm-mm.
sprinkle of your being. Your
Personality and
personality.
oo, yeah, I like that sense of being, your sense of being, yeah. Kasi parang sometimes yun yung nakakalimutan natin na parang masyado tayong nadadala with society, masyado tayong nadadala with our idols or the people that we look up to, and then we forget that we have value on our own, or and the value that we have is so much more important that we figure out, because that is the one that will really lead us to success.
Yeah, it's just you. And then there's of course divine timing also. Kanina, I was asked also about parang, kasi how did you become this successful? For me, kasi success is subjective. Sometimes I feel successful when I go live on stream and then I wasn't feeling good and then I still showed up anyway. And for
Yeah,
me,
correct,
success
correct.
already for me. Or I touch one live, that's already success for me. So I mean, I think you can also define what success for you per day and then have an overarching like success that you want to happen in your life. Kaya nga, di ba, we design our life na the way we want it. So that's actually something. And then another one was asked like, how do you actually get into this certain success also? So again, ang daming ibig sabihin ng success. So when I ask, what do you mean? So I mean, like, how do I get to be like you, like showing up like this, super confident and stuff? Mind you, Dara and I also started from, oh my God, nangihinig kami mag-live.
Correct, correct, correct. Ako, guys, I really have bad stage fright.
Yeah, she
Like,
has.
like high school, college, nanginginig talaga boses ko. But I keep on doing it na kahit nanginginig na parang, alam mo yun, your tummy is turning around.
You do it
Butterflies
anyway.
talaga. My hands are super cold, like cold as ice. And then, when I speak, as in my voice is, it sounds like yung niloloko ko ng friends ko. Para
Oo.
kang umiiyak habang nagsasalita. As in, ganun, guys. Hindi siya clear. Hindi siya clear.
Okay lang.
Oo, pero ano, it was something I guess I was able to overcome because I kept doing it again and again and again.
Mastery.
Yeah,
Mm.
at what age was I able, parang a bit more comfortable? I think around age 30.
Totoo, di ba? So, it's okay. So when I was told, How ba? Sabi ko, I showed up. I mean, guys, if you go to YouTube and go to TEDx, I have my TEDx there, you will find like my voice was TEDx, di ba? Trembling, wrong grammar, paulit-ulit, redundant. As in like, I was really scared. But I did it anyway. And now, diba, when people asks me, how did you find your confidence? I would say, you want to really see the ugliest part of what I did on stage. As in, like, seriously. And may it also inspire you to just do it anyway. Right?
Mm-mm.
So, it's okay. So, it's just really more of, okay, my sales mentor just shared this to me. I'm just gonna get it para
Go,
medyo
go.
precise siya. Sabi niya kagabi was, if you want to build something amazing, you need to make bold risks that costs the whole thing to fall apart. Because that way, when you know that's going to fall apart, you'll end up better on the other side. So, what does it mean? It just means that everything that you want in life, as in like desire, is scary. It's so scary. But if you really want that thing to happen, that major quantum leap to happen, or that major jump to happen, you have to face the fear and take it all in and then remind yourself after or ask yourself after, did you die?
Mm-mm.
You didn't die, right? You're still alive.
Correct,
You
correct.
didn't die. So if you didn't show up, you will always have what ifs. So, yun. So, pero syempre, yun nga, there are three things, right? Embodiment,
Mm-mm.
readiness, and boldness. And then, of course, divine timing. So, sometimes, it might not be, okay, let's just say ngayon, mag-livestream tayo 10 years ago, tapos nagla-livestream tayo. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work because it's not yet the time for it. But now, everybody is on live stream. Is it working? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, depends on your
Yeah,
objective.
depends. Depends, right? So, yun. So, those are the three things. So, parang sometimes we have this decisions na, okay, why am I going to do this again?
Yeah. And it will go back to your why. It will go back
Yes.
to your purpose. There's no other way going around it. And if you don't know what your purpose is, it's also okay, like we said earlier. We don't know everything, but you will only know things a bit by just taking action and documenting it. You write things down because you will be surprised with that pattern you will see about yourself, or what can you learn about yourself during the process of you documenting your day, documenting your feelings, documenting your thoughts, 'di ba? So ayun, may mga weeks ba, Cassie, I will go to the last question siguro. On the weeks that you
Okay
feel,
lang.
you mentioned earlier, 'di ba, na there are weeks na we're really down and parang kasi 'di ba may cycle nga tayo. So, when you're down, parang and then you need to get things done. How do you handle that? Or what's your tips in terms of maybe grounding yourself on that?
There was a time I was really down na from 1 week, naging 2 weeks, naging 3 weeks, naging 4 weeks, naging 12 weeks. As in, ayoko talagang gumalaw. As in, like, I felt like almost depressed na. But what
I think
really,
depressed na yun. Hindi
and then,
almost.
oo, na nafe-feel ko na siya, almost depressed.
Oh,
As in, ayoko na talagang gumalaw sa kama, ayoko. As in, phone lang. So if I can just operate on my phone, that's all that I'm going to do, right?
okay.
Um, but what I felt, I mean, what I realized was because of, having themes on my calendar, having to know na I'm gonna show up on this day and on this day, having a commonality in my days, it trumps willpower because there is a routine, because there is, yeah, so
Yes.
it
The
trims from
system.
that, and there's a system. So because of that, I still woke up, I still show up 100% of my energy, but after that, canceled na lahat, and then I'm just going to like operate on my phone whatever that I can,
Mhm.
because there was a business problem that I was having, and I was already doing self-sabotage. Na akala ko ako yung may problema. Alam mo anong problema ko nun, Dar?
Ano?
Payment gateway.
Oo, naalala ko 'to. Oo.
Yeah, so payment gateway lang pala yung problema ko. Bad trip. Anyway, so yun nga, sometimes we overthink things kasi nga akala mo meron ka ng worthiness issue, sometimes akala mo all these things, but eventually you just find out like it's just nothing. Yeah, so yun. So your routine and your patterns will give you the willpower even if you don't have it.
Yes, your system.
Your system.
Develop your personal system, getting things done system with your planner, notebook, digital calendar, put it together. You can experiment different ways of doing it, and then will then give us feedback and share your feedback, and then makikita mo rin which one will work for you or not. And for the days, ako din yung tip ko for the days that you don't feel like doing things, ako, you really have to find your anchors, like the things
Yeah.
that at least gets you up. So sa akin, one of my anchors is really taking a bath in the morning. It makes me feel refreshed, 'di ba? Na parang there are people kasi who take a bath at night, may ibang tao sa umaga. Ako, I'm one of the morning people who take morning baths. Like that's the first thing I really do. Kasi I feel like it refreshes me. So some people, kahit hindi sila maligo, okay lang, brush your teeth, that's fine. So figure out what is that thing that will parang trigger and make you
Set
flip
the
the
routine for you.
switch. Yeah. Now, okay, this is the start of my day.
Turn
So,
on.
yeah, turn on. Kailangan mo yung switch. What is the switch? What's your switch? Maybe it can be makeup, like when you put on like power lipstick, I don't know, blow dry your hair, hug your loved ones, or so on. So, ayun, narinig ko yung alarm.
No, okay lang, okay lang. They're still going inside the room. So I'm just waiting for them. So go lang.
Okay, sige, sige. Because Cassie has an 8 o'clock tonight. So thank you, Cassie, so much.
No
And thank you for the
problem.
Bellas watching us. And for those who are just catching up, because I saw like Pauline is just joining,
Hi.
um, please do catch I guess you can watch the replay. So team replay. And I hope you guys learned a lot from Cassie and myself tonight in terms of how do you plan in this time of the pandemic. And then for the Bella entrepreneurs, we have something that we hope you'll be able to answer. This is a survey that we're giving out because we're thinking of doing a support group for all the Bella entrepreneurs. So
Yeah.
Cassie and I will be doing this together. I'll be pasting the link.
So, if
Hold
you
on.
guys are women entrepreneurs who are venturing into your own businesses and then you're looking for a support group, let's just say you can't afford to pay for, expensive coaches yet or or to go for quantum leaps, di ka pa ganun ka sure sa ginagawa mo and stuff and kailangan mo ng support group to discuss your processes, to discuss whatever concern that you have in this business that you're venturing on. So Dara and I are trying to come up with a mastermind. Usually masterminds, by the way, guys, masterminds are usually worth $20,000 and above. But
Mhm.
we're giving it to you guys for, yeah, maybe like that. So, but we're still thinking about it. But what's important is we get to, talk to you guys and go through it.
And
But
yes, and understand what the problem is.
yeah,
Kasi,
we have to understand it
syempre,
first.
we can't solve all problems in the world, right? But maybe there
Yeah,
is some problems that we can help you solve. And so please
together.
do answer this survey that we put out. It's go.bdj.studio/Bella Business. So if you're interested to explore this support group with Cassie and myself, please do sign up in that link that we're
Yeah,
sharing.
so that would be great. To our ambitious tribe community also, please just sign up
Yes.
in this link and also or message me if there's anything, and then we'll come back to you guys as soon as we read everything. Ayun lang.
And
Alrighty.
to mga latecomers, may free workshop si Cassie.
Oh,
So register in the also the ano ba yan, the
the
ticker
link.
below, the 5-day free 5-day free workshop with Coach Cassie at the Ambitious Tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the group's Ambitious Tribe. And then you can register also here for the workshop at
Bit.ly.
bit.ly/LinkedIn mini course.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yun. So
With
we're
that,
having it at 8 p.m. So okay lang, they're still going inside the room now. So yeah, so you guys can come in, but we really want to
no
learn from you
problem.
guys. Okay lang, they're still going inside the room. Hi guys, and those are watching here. Okay, hi. So yun, so you can go through that. We really want to make it happen to you guys. I've also spoken some of the the mini course attendees, and they're really excited because again, there are problems that we can solve alone, so we can solve it together. So yeah, I'll see you guys. Thanks, Dar.
And thank you, everyone. Good night. Have a relaxing and calming, rainy Wednesday evening.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.